Good morning, everybody. We got a great crowd. Sorry for the delay this morning. We had some technical difficulties going on. I appreciate everybody's patience. To get started this morning, I want to go ahead and bring up, we're going to see a couple of new faces here today. Dr. Richard Carvajal is going to start things off for us. Thanks once again for everybody being here. It's an exciting day for Valdosta State.
Good morning. I want to echo those comments and say this is absolutely an exciting day in the life of our university and of our soccer program in particular. As the flagship institution, regional institution in South Georgia, we are committed to making everything we do about the pursuit of excellence. And I'm excited about what our soccer program will do with our student athletes, many of whom are here in the room with us today, and under the leadership of our new coach. I've spent some time getting to know him, and he brings an excitement to this position, and he brings an excitement to what we're going to do here. Obviously, he is somebody who also brings a record of success. And what I'm so excited is that that success is both on the field and in the classroom. And so as we pursue excellence in all that we do here at this institution, I can't wait to cheer on his Blazers and to see what he does in the years to come. So with that, I'm going to stop and I'm going to turn it over to our athletic director, Herb Reinhardt, who will tell you much more detail about our special guest today, and then I know you look forward to hearing from him. Herb.
Thank you all for coming. I appreciate it very much. And Richard, we want to welcome you to Valdosta State. This is your first kind of official athletic event, and we look forward to seeing you at a lot, and thank you for being here. All right. Players, student athletes, soccer alums, thank you all for being here. We were here not that long ago welcoming home Coach Coons, Carly Coons, our women's basketball coach. And today we have the opportunity to welcome a new member to the Blazer Nation family, and that's Stephen Andrews. Stephen has been, for the past 9 years, the head coach at Piedmont College. His Piedmont College teams have had tremendous success, as Dr. Carvajal said, and that success has not only been on the field, but off the field. The Piedmont soccer teams, I think, have had 18 consecutive academic terms of 3.0 or better GPA, and that's something that we want to continue. But they've had a lot of success on the field also. In those 9 years, Piedmont has gone 136, 42, and 8. In the last 6 years, they've won 4 conference championships and earned 4 NCAA tournament berths. When I called the athletic director at Piedmont and asked about Stephen, the thing that, first of all, you have to know he's referred to as Petey. At Piedmont, there is no Stephen, there is Petey. And I asked him last night at dinner if he wanted us to call him Petey, and he just kind of said, well, we'll just see how that goes. But anyway, the athletic director, in our conversation, it became very apparent that Stephen is at Piedmont a lot more than the soccer coach. He is truly a part of the Piedmont fabric. He's truly a part of that institution's community. He's also very involved in the community that surrounds Piedmont, and that's important. We know here at Valdosta State with Blazer Athletics that it's imperative that we're more than just the athletic department, that we have to be an integral part of this institution, of the fabric of this institution, and we have to be part of the Valdosta-Lowndes County community. And I think Stephen understands that, and he will bring that to us. And so, young ladies, I know that you all have been involved in the community in the past, but I think you're going to be involved to an even greater degree, and I welcome that. Because of the success that Valdosta State Soccer had so early, people don't realize what a young program it is. We had two NCAA berths, 2 Gulf South Conference championship berths, and a conference championship within our first 3 years. That's unheard of. But this fall will only be the 7th season in the history of our soccer program. And Stephen's 9 years at Piedmont, in the year as a head coach previous to that, those 10 years of head coaching experience will be a tremendous asset to this young program. It will be a tremendous asset to what is a very young Blazers soccer team. So I am genuinely excited that he's joining us. I think he's going to do a great job, and I look forward to you all hearing from him. As Richard said, he is not from South Georgia, so you're going to have to listen a little bit closely until you learn the Scottish brogue that he brings to us. But we're super excited, Stephen, to have you at Valdosta State, and look forward to working with you, and go Blazers. Go ahead, buddy.
I've got notes, so we're not here all day, so we'll try and stick to the script. Thanks everyone for coming out. I'll give you guys a few seconds to kind of process the accent. I'm not from Valdosta, I'm not from South Georgia. I would say it gets easier the more you're around me. It does, as long as I'm not on the phone. If I call you, there's no telling what you'll think I'm saying. So we'll work on that. There's a lot of text messages involved. I'm really excited to be here. This is a big step up for me, in my coaching career. I want to thank everyone involved in the committee, President Carvajal, Mr. Reinhardt, Coach Grubbs, Mr. Barfield, and then Abby, who are all part of the selection committee and the hiring process. It wasn't easy because it was happening over Christmas and over New Year. I know a lot of people took time away from families, from holidays to be here. Obviously, I'm very excited how it turned out because I've got a new head coaching job at a great institution, so it was all well worth it. But I'm happy to be here. I'm looking forward to working with everyone, meeting everyone, putting names to faces. We'll try and thank some people. That's why I put some notes down. I'm sure I'll forget some people. There's a lot of people watching back in Atlanta, back in Scotland, on the webcast. I get texts all morning. I want to try and thank my mum and my brother first. They've been massive supporters of me. They're back in Scotland. The plan was for them to watch this morning, but my mum is not very technologically advanced. So the only way she's watching is if my brother go home from work early. So if they're watching, I wouldn't be here today without them. They trusted me. I left Scotland at 17 to come over here and play at Piedmont College. So if they hadn't trusted me to put me on a plane, they may even try to get rid of me first of all, just to get out of the country. But if they hadn't had the faith in me and they trusted me to send me over here, I wouldn't be here today. I mean, my life would be completely different. So a massive thank you to my mum, my brother, all the family back in Scotland who are watching. Hope I've made you proud. Hope you're proud of what I've become, what I've turned into over here. And I'm going to keep working the next couple of years to try and continue that success. I couldn't go through this without thanking everyone at Piedmont. I mean, they've been, for the 16 years I've been in this country, 15 of it's been spent at Piedmont, either as a player, as a grad assistant, or as a coach. Some of the relationships I've built through that time and the people I've met and even just the players who've come through have helped kind of build me and put me in this position. There's far too many people for me to name all of them. I'd be here all day. It was one of the toughest decisions in my life to come here, because I had a very comfortable thing at Piedmont. We were winning every year, but I wanted a fresh challenge. I wanted to come try and challenge myself at a great institution with a programme that should be and will be competing at the regional and national level. So a couple of quick people. Jason Smith, who recruited me, he was my college coach. He brought me over from Scotland. He took a chance on a video from some 17-year-old Scottish kid he saw online and brought me across here. Still a close friend of mine, still a mentor, still someone I talk to daily. He's now coaching a high-level club team in Atlanta, so I made sure I give him a mention today for recruiting purposes so that he knows when I call him, he keeps answering the phone. The two ADs I've had at Piedmont, Coach Zeke took a risk on hiring me. He's a 24-year-old head coach with 1 year experience to go back and lead the Piedmont program. He was a great guy to bounce ideas off. Jim Peoples, the next AD, who's done a great job of just helping me continue to succeed at Piedmont. It speaks volumes to the people there that when I told them I was leaving, there was more happiness for me leaving and the opportunity for my career than there was sadness about me leaving the program. All the head coaches, all the assistants, all the GAs I've worked with, I mean, they put in a lot of the work to help me succeed. Jimmy Stevens, our men's coach at Piedmont, has been like family to me. Shane Wood, our tennis coach, really good friends. And then I did want to give a mention to Tim McCormick, who's been my assistant there for 6 years. So 6 years dealing with me every day, dealing with when we lose, how it's not my fault, it's someone else's fault. And it's because of his training. He took that 1 day practice. Taking this job was easier because they announced that he'll be stepping in, replacing me at Piedmont as the head coach. Some of you guys may know him from the recruiting stuff out and about. I know Corey knows him. Was my GA for 2 years. He left for a year, he came back, and he's been a volunteer for me for the past 4 years, making zero money, as well as being our assistant AD and in charge of our communications department. So the amount of work and time he put in to help us succeed and help build it, I want to make sure I mention him. I'm super excited he's taken over from me. I wanted to thank the players at Piedmont, because if they hadn't been spectacular for the past years, I wouldn't be here. When I told them I was leaving last week, I mentioned to them that this is kind of a testament to the success they've had. This isn't, I'm getting the rewards for it and I'm getting the recognition for the wins and losses and stuff on my record, but if they hadn't been good and they hadn't bought into what I wanted to do, we wouldn't have won any games and I wouldn't be going anywhere. So I know it was a tough conversation last week when I told them. I've given them a few days on their own not to be around them, so I'm going to try and reconnect with them next week before I leave. But I wanted to say a massive thanks to all the players, even the ones the past 3 years have been very successful, but more importantly to the ones when I first took over, they were 4-12 and they weren't very good. And so that group that I inherited kind of bought into stuff straight away and helped turn the programme around. So that's the Piedmont stuff done. That was the toughest one. I see some of our players here today from Valdosta. We had a chance to talk to you guys last night. First thing I told them, it's a privilege to play here. Like, it's something where you should be very thankful you get to play at this kind of institution, with the facilities we have, with the support staff we have, with the support from the community, the administration, the alumni. It's a very special place to play, so it's not a given that you get to play here. It's a privilege. So every day you need to do stuff to make sure you're enjoying playing here. They were excited last night when I met with them. I don't know if that was because there's a new head coach here or because they thought they had to be excited because the new head coach is the first meeting, they need to make good first impression. Really excited to work with them, but the expectation is to win here. It's not going to happen overnight, but we want to win. I've won at every point in my career as a player, as a coach, as an assistant. So that is the goal here, is to win games. Someone I talked to yesterday said, Valdosta State Athletics doesn't lose much. And that's the mentality I want to be around. I want to be around the mentality where it's a department that wins. And so every year, every province we have a bad year now and again, but as a whole, we want the department to be winning games, competing. And that's kind of where I see us going forward. And that starts with recruiting. That's the biggest thing, that we've got to recruit. So I pride myself on at Piedmont, recruiting and going out and bringing good kids in, and bringing kids who would not only be good on the field, but be good in the classroom. And when we put them in the community to work with the local youth teams, with the local middle school, local high school, would they be good ambassadors of Piedmont? And for our players here now, I mean, my goal is you'll become a better player playing for me. But my goal is to also make sure at the end of that you're a better person. So can you come and can you do things outside of just training to where you're going to leave here and be graduating 4 years, get your degree, and go kind of succeed in the real world? Because soccer is a big part of being here, but it's not the main thing. We want to make sure you're doing everything outside of that to make sure you're a decent person when you leave here. So I know that's boring to hear and it's not great for a player, but if we do that stuff and you come better, the winning will come with it. So one of the questions I was asked in my interview was, what makes you different from other coaches? Like, why do your teams win and why do other teams not win? And I wish I had some like magic. I've got this magic formula and I've got this thing that no one else knows about. It's the players. So if you have good players, you win games. It's that simple. And it comes back full circle to recruiting. When I first got hired at Piedmont, Coach Zeke was my AD at the time. He'd been a head coach for 25 years up in Pennsylvania. I'd been an AD for 20 years. And the first thing he told me was, Jimmy's and Joe's beat X's and O's. So I was a 24-year-old head coach, wasn't listening. I was going to solve all the world's problems. And the older I got and the more it makes sense. And if I get good players, I'll win games. So recruiting's a thing. We've got to make sure we're bringing kids in. So we're going to get out. We're going to go. It's a fantastic institution to recruit to. There's not going to be a better place around facilities-wise or support staff-wise. So if we get after it on the recruiting trail, we can win here again. The other thing I want to try and make sure we work on is just in the community. When I came down here to visit on my interview, it was January 2nd or 3rd. There was no students on campus. I came to 2 basketball games, and I hung out with Mr. Reiner and Mason, and we hung out. We just talked for 2-3 hours, and we watched some basketball games. And there was a decent crowd here watching basketball games January 2nd. I met a bunch of people from the community, and everything was positive. Everything was excited about Valdosta State and excited about the athletics and excited about the community. So that's something I talked to the team last night. We want to make sure we get involved in that. We want to make sure that our program is out in the community and that people can put a face to our program. So we want to go and build relationships with local schools, because for the younger players around here, and we did this at Piedmont, we were the only school in the area, so our players were role models to those younger kids. So the players may not think that, but you've got younger players looking up to you. And it's great for our kids to go do something like that, that's not in the classroom, that's not on the field, and go do something that's going to better themselves and help, like I said, add to being that better person when you leave here. We'll be a program the community's going to like. You're going to enjoy watching us play. Hopefully we're going to win some games. Like I say, we want to try and go at people and attack and score goals and do that stuff, but it comes from working. So we're going to try and get to work in the spring. We want to make sure that if we put it, we'll make it fun. It's not always going to be fun, but we want to make sure you look forward to coming to practice. We want to make sure you look forward to coming to games. Do you enjoy being around each other? So we want to make sure that our team becomes a group where there's not 4 here. We want to be together. We don't need to love everyone, but we're going to get along. And if we do the hard work, you do all the little things, the results come. The results, I think, come when you do all the little things, going through it. I also make sure that we try and reach out to our alumni. I had a chance to talk to Abby a bunch on the phone interview, and also I came down on campus, and just the excitement and kind of pride she had for being part of that first program and being part of the success we had here. It spoke volumes for kind of what we can get back from the alumni. So we want there's an expectation from our team now that we want to perform well and do things right on and off the field, that when our alumni look at scores on the weekend or they see us doing stuff in the community, they're proud to say that they played at Valdosta. They're proud to say, oh, I was part of that program. And I think if we do that and we start building those relationships, then it just helps build the program. So I know it's a lot, and I know you guys probably caught half of what I said. If you didn't, it was all genius, I promise you. So, but I'm really excited to be here. Lastly, it's a big thanks to Corey. Corey, for you, recruiting season for soccer is probably the biggest, November, December, and early January. So a coaching change around that time isn't great for him. Corey's done a fantastic job. I saw him out and about recruiting all over the winter time. He was at the same events I was at. He did a great job of keeping the program ticking over. We haven't lost any recruits. Everything's still in good shape going forward. We're really excited about the potential we have here. So I wanted to make sure I thank Corey. He's going to make my job a little bit easier transitioning in here. I'm excited to get to work here. I'll be around. I said we'll put a face to the name. I'll try and slow down the speaking. I'll try and make sure everyone knows who I am. I appreciate everyone coming out. Thanks for taking time out of your day. Excited to be here. Happy to be a Blazer, and I'll see you guys in a few weeks once I get my house sold. So if anyone wants to buy a house in Gwinnett County, it's a lovely place. So that'll be my little ad sale if anyone sees this. But thanks for coming out. I appreciate everyone's time, and I'll get to know you guys in the future.
Thank you all.